when
we're never ready.
We are never ready.
No, like we were amazing last week. Like we carried that show for 3.5 hours. Come on.
Yeah, you guys were amazing. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to the September 30th, 2023 edition, episode 9942.67 of Push to Talk. We are joined here today with Dawn, Dirk, Eric, Soth, and McLeod. We're all here.
There was a star date somewhere in there.
I was thinking that. I was like, our show numbers are starting to sound like star dates.
Do you want me to convert today's date into a star date? Because
no,
star dates in Star Trek are just Julian time. So
do we want you to do this? No. Will you end up doing it anyway? Probably.
No, I'm with Diablo. So
over the many years of INN. Over the many years of INN, McLeod and I have done so many freaking shows that, I mean, we just do the infinity symbol at this point. Episode infinity. Whatever the fuck.
We're like to say the furniture at this point, a lot of us.
Let's see.
I would like to say hello to everybody who is basically a subscriber to the channel, because everyone is at the moment on pre-rolls.
Oh no, dear.
Oh no,
that's pretty fucking awful. Those pre-roll ads are fucking atrocious.
Such as Twitch in 2023. Like,
yeah, sorry, guys.
Holy Jesus! Thank you very much, Laszlo, for the sub. Welcome to the gang. Welcome to the no ads gang.
How long are pre-rolls now?
I don't know. I've seen ones for 9. Like I've seen 9, like 1 of 9. You know, when I've come into particular.
The fuck?
It's crazy.
I mean,
it's like
some of those ads are like short, quick, like 10 to 15 second ads, but it still adds up over the time, and it's pretty fucking.
It literally adds up. Yes.
Wow, that was horrible.
I know. I'll be here all week. You can literally pay. If you pay us more, I will do it less. That's how this works.
Won't.
By the way,
just as much.
Don't tell them the secrets, Dirk.
Eric there going with the 92-month sub though.
92 months. And we've been on the air longer than I've subbed, so guys, do the math.
And that's
whatever.
Fucking.
I think the
8 years, 9 years, something like that.
Yeah, I think the largest sub that I've ever seen is still with Carneros, to be honest.
Yeah, Carneros has the record that I've seen. Although we do have Dominarch. Did I say that right? 67 months out there.
Yes, Dominic is in the chat.
A 5.5 year badge. Wow.
Nice.
Oh yeah, 92 months, 7.5 years. Wow, it does that conversion for us now. Holy shit. Wow, that's amazing, guys.
That's a lot of years.
I don't even... That is amazing. And I don't even have to sub.
That's someone just forgetting to turn it off.
I'm debating whether to give people the secret source of actually saving money on Twitch. When it comes to and basically sparing
Amazon Prime sub.
Yeah, it's not the Amazon Prime sub, but we are all for collecting the Amazon Prime sub if you are willing to give it to us. But I would say though that if you want to not spend $5 or whatever it is per channel for every single time you don't want to actually see ads, there is this thing called Twitch Turbo.
Ooh.
Oh no!
But don't tell anybody else.
Yeah, keep it a secret amongst our 70 closest friends that are watching the show right now.
Yep.
We're going to give a shout out to Stabber as well, because that is a great name.
Stabber. I love it.
Stabber Uta.
And beyond.
So, hey, welcome everybody. I missed everybody. I've been gone for a couple of weeks doing some family things and personal fun time.
Dawn is here, so we have the Dawn rule.
We have
and so we get to talk about what you've been doing, Eric. Like, how have you been? You went off on a golf thing, right?
I went on a I have a bunch of friends who have been doing this for 12 years now. No, 11 years. It's the 11th annual. And we do Ryder Cup before Ryder Cup, for those who know golf, right? Right now they're over in Italy, watching probably the U.S. Get their asses kicked in Ryder Cup play. At least the first 2 days they were. We do Ryder Cup, and basically we'll do 18 holes on Thursday, 36 on Saturday, 36 on Friday, 36 on Saturday. So it's a lot of golf. I did really well. Again, I have every year that I play, I'm always on the winning team, so that record is still going strong, and I got the most points for my team that I ever got in the whole 11 years, which is 11. So 11 on 11, and I got a couple extra shekels for that. So it was pretty good. It was a fun week, and it was probably the best I felt playing, and it's a great place. So if you're in the U.S. and you're on the East Coast and you like to golf, I will highly recommend the Corduroy Inn and Lodge. They do not sponsor us, but that is where I stayed, and we all stayed. It's a great place, and then if you like to ski, it's a great place to go ski over there at Snowshoe. So there you go. But that's what I did, and then my son converted to Catholicism, my oldest son, last weekend, so that's why I wasn't here for that.
Glitched in Twitch chat. Golfing is a reason to drink. The number of holes doesn't matter.
There is a tremendous amount of drinking that happens on this. I believe that a couple guys take a rental bus down, right? And one of the guys out of that rental bus, he had a hard time maintaining standing vertical the first day. And I will tell you that the last day, I can't remember if it was the first round of the day or the second round of the day, he may have just fallen over, and they took him back to the hotel. He was much better last Sunday when he was my partner on Sunday in our things, but like this Sunday. But he's not drinking anymore. He's kind of given it up after that little thing. I do not drink at all. Pretty much, I might have a beer or two throughout the day and through the evening. The first couple of days, I don't drink until it's all over, and even then, I don't drink enough to get a hangover. Not a big drinker. Water, drank a lot of water because you're up in the mountains, and I'm a big guy to begin with.
Not fit in with bad posters.
No. I mean, it's not that I can't drink. I don't know. For some reason, I don't. It's last night. I mean, we're doing shots. We were the champions. We broke the Snowshoe Cup. Anybody of you, if anybody is actual real-time friends on Facebook, some people from EVAR, you can see the broken Snowshoe Cup videos. It has to be fixed, and hey, I was doing shots. I don't know if we're allowed to say this, but there's a certain drink with Guinness and Bailey's and Jameson, and you drop the shot of Bailey's Jameson into basically half a glass of Guinness and you chug it down. We may have done a few of those,
That sounds like a horrible combination.
Oh, it's actually wonderful, guys.
I mean,
yes,
yes,
Dominar got it
together, but
Dominar got it in there.
Jameson.
It's not my choice. It's how the drink is made. Okay, and by the way,
I appreciate that's how it goes, but like Jameson just ruins it.
No, it doesn't. You finish. It's like you're drinking chocolate beer at the end. It's so good.
Jameson is such a shit whiskey that it ruins it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't use a good whiskey for that, right?
Listen, after being in Belfast this year, that drink is slightly inappropriate.
Well, no, it's
sounds like a story. There sounds like a story in there.
There's a level of history to that drink.
I didn't ever think about it when I didn't really. It never clicked to me why it was named that until I'm like, wait, Belfast, Irish whiskey, Guinness.
Yeah.
My brain never just got that. I mean, I knew the history, but my brain never just put them together. ever. Like I never thought about it that hard.
Something. Have one on Good Friday.
So question, for the drops, do you have to watch muted or can you watch muted or do you have to watch unmuted?
You can't watch muted on Twitch. You can mute the tab in your browser.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now
I didn't actually have any issue watching INN muted while we were live last week, so it's kind of variable. It's a bit temperamental, much like Twitch.
How do I keep track of it? Where does it tell me my percentage?
On the drops page.
There are Chrome add-ins.
Yeah, there's an actual drops page.
Automatically claiming things.
Where's the drops page?
Go to your account and then go to drops.
If you go top right to your account, like your account avatar, click that. There should be like a drop. What have you? Just right-click that and open it in the tab.
It just tells me 13%, 16%. Okay, it's going up. Okay.
Mine says 43%.
For our viewers in Twitch chat who may not have noticed, we are running EVE Online drops. If you want to connect your account to your Twitch account, you will get various rewards. These are FanFest rewards, post-FanFest rewards. It takes something like 11 hours to get all 4 rewards, but there's a couple cool skins and some other bits in there, so...
I know I got a drop from the last time, so...
Yep.
Yeah, I got 1 drop from last week, so that's I was like, oh, let me see if I can start. And it was like, here's a drug. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
By the way, I just want to call everybody's attention to the announcement there, Streamer Elements. There's a little survey. If you're enjoying the show, fill it out. Tell them how much you enjoy the show. If you're not enjoying the show, you never saw that link. Okay? You never saw it.
No, if you're going to give criticism...
Doesn't happen. Doesn't exist.
You can give constructive criticism. We may or may not ignore it completely.
Yeah.
But you can give it.
Yeah.
I'm working on my second Varga skin right now, so...
I'm still so annoyed that I missed out on my CCP Varga skin by 2%. It literally, if they'd live streamed for another 10 minutes, I would have got that skin.
Oh, geez.
And I missed it. So yeah, I'm kind of annoyed at that. But watching INN watching INN's coverage last weekend tipped me over the edge of everything on the partner skin stuff. So
I am surprised that you didn't ask me if I still had access to CCP's Twitch channel.
Do you?
No, I don't. But
that would have been funny.
I expected him to ask because he was mad.
I mean, why would I ask you about that access?
I mean,
who do you think live streamed it?
Had access yourself.
We're going to point out that I was the one live streaming on CCP's Twitch channel when we did
that's also a good point. That's also a good point.
Yeah, but in between, I've been working with them for the AT.
But 10 minutes more would have got me another Varga skin, which would have been nice.
Okay, do you fly the Varga ever?
I mean, it's a good ship.
Yeah,
not an Ariel, but it's a good ship.
I think
it's an investment. It's an investment for later on.
If you look at my killboard, I've got a few.
Oh, that does.
I mean, we all know that Soft lies about Entosis Vargas, so there's that.
Come on, Arendus made that up in his head, and I didn't remember, so I didn't disagree with him.
Hey. So
you were lying about Entosis Vargas, man. That was how it worked.
I think looking at Sothrasil's new little logo here, I think for Easter, because before we know it, it'll be fucking Easter. Okay, I
know, right?
Don't say that. It's not even fucking Halloween yet. Never mind Christmas. Easter is 6 fucking months away.
Yeah, but we have to plan in advance. We have to plan in advance for this, right? I think his logo would make a really nice Easter chocolate.
That would actually.
Yeah, because it's brown. It's just making me think of chocolate.
Macarial chocolates.
Yeah,
little
a big one. It's gotta be big. It's gotta be like big.
So
solid milk chocolate. None of that hollow shit.
Bart is actually working on a Macarial model for me, 3D printed. I could make a mold out of it.
Oh my god.
So we could
make a
actually
fungus?
have Macarial chocolate.
Hey, Horrendous.
Hi.
Yeah,
You
we
can
have
even
wild
make your own
horrendous.
chocolate.
Yeah, sorry. I was concentrating on the stream of a friend's funeral. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's totally understandable.
Yeah. The
If you're fending off your cat, that would also be an acceptable answer as well.
Yes.
No.
He's always fending off the cat.
She's off sleeping somewhere.
Ooh.
Ah, the other thing that cats do well.
Yeah. How about there's a DC meetup soon, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm going.
When is it?
It is January 12th through the 15th. I will be there. Ragnar will be there. Mrs. Brisk and Merc and I assume.
Wait, Brisk will be in DC?
Yeah, shocker.
When has he ever been there?
This is the Rampage DC meet, right? Like this is their third annual Rampage meetup.
Yes, I've been to all. This will be my third one, so I've been to all three.
So Brisk going to DC is only like an $82 toll on the road to get there. So.
Lol.
It's a pretty cheap flight.
$82?
I don't think it's really $82, but it is really expensive. They put a toll on the road into DC from Virginia, and it's crazy.
I paid 35 euros to go over the Störesund Belt bridge, which is the really huge bridge connecting the islands in Denmark. Like when you're in the middle of the bridge, you look left and right, and the only thing you see is ocean.
Oh, when you guys all come to the U.S., we're all going down to Key West, Florida.
Hell yeah! I've done that one.
That's a bridge.
That'd be pretty cool.
7-mile bridge.
I'd like to see that.
7 miles.
There's nothing. There's just nothing.
I'm pretty sure Störesund is Störeveld is bigger.
That's
Is
that the bridge that they also had in True Lies, right?
Look at that.
I think so.
Laszlo lived in Key West, and Meyer 1010 key lime pie. Key lime pie is awesome. Is it made with real key limes? We don't.
Wait,
So you said that's
pie.
Is it? You said that's January 14th through what?
12th through 15th, I think she said.
12th through 15th. Oh man.
Yeah, so it's gonna be President's Weekend. So some people have the days off.
Yeah, not me. I don't think, but I'll look.
Yeah, I'd brave driving down that particular bridge, getting blown up by a Harrier jump jet just to get some key lime pie.
Absolutely.
You said you were talking about the Sarlingsundbrunn bridge, right?
Oh no, it's Öresund. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Öresund is pretty fucking huge. At like 6 miles or so.
5. Yeah, I just looked it up.
Yeah, it's nearly 8 kilometers.
That thing is just crazy.
That is a huge bridge.
And the one going over to Sweden is even longer, I believe. That's the Störeveld.
Yes, welcome to Bridge to Talk.
All right, Don rules over.
Don rules over.
Depending on exactly where Brisk is, I don't remember. He may not actually have to deal with tolls.
He and I had a conversation.
I will also say, while we're on Twitch and talking about meetups, Mac, are you coming to Manchester in November? There's a meet happening 11th of November. It's just a general kind of bar meet, but 11th of November at the Pixel Bar, and some of us are looking at going. So,
I'll see how what I can do for that. Yeah. depends on whether taking a train up means that like it gets cancelled halfway through and I have to take a cab for about 17 hours.
I mean, hey, look, just don't try and go to Scotland.
Apparently, just don't go to Scotland.
You'll be fine. You know, equally, avoid a Vanti and you'll be okay.
Probably. This is all in relation to basically a thread node on Twitter relating to somebody getting a train up to Scotland and it basically being cancelled while they're on it, and then getting funneled into a series of taxis that was just ended up in just absolute carnage.
Yeah, it was a train from London to Glasgow that got stopped in Preston, and the railway decided that the best way to deal with all of these passengers was to put them in taxis to wherever they were going. It was a train...
Because you don't have any bus drivers, as we know.
It was a train that...
Buses?
You know,
why use that? Like...
It left London at something like 4:30 in the afternoon and was due to get into Glasgow probably about 10 p.m. The person who made the thread ended up in Preston about 7:30 in the evening. They didn't make it to where they were going via taxi or what have you until like 3 a.m. It was a whole...
The amazing thing is that they say that they're close to actually finally getting to where they're getting to, and then the thread just ends, and everyone's just like, "No, wait, what happened? Did they survive?" Nobody knows.
No, the taxi drove off a cliff.
Clearly,
those famous cliffs. Those famous cliffs near Glasgow.
Because there aren't that many cliffs. Yeah, it would be an effort to find one.
Oh God.
But yeah, no, that was a pretty hilarious Twitter thread.
But you know, know what you know what I am gonna make a concerted effort for going to get to?
Concerts?
I'm gonna make a concerted effort to go to Bad Post of Prague.
Yeah, we need to finalize the details for that. But yeah,
you mean the meetup we decided not to make public?
Wah, wah.
Oh shit! Nothing was said.
Oh,
you know what's really funny? I'm gonna spoil the real twist here. All right, it's in Vienna.
Exactly.
That would be a twist, yeah. I can already see my DMs exploding with people asking, "Okay, when's the meet? Can I come?" Please don't.
I apologize.
Like, look, I only semi.
It's happening a week on Thursday, okay? It's happening a week on Thursday.
Like Berlin was a nightmare to organize.
Why it's so close to you? Well, it's close-ish to you.
Yeah, it's close to me. But I've never been to. Well, I've been to Berlin once, but that was like 20 years ago.
How hard can it be?
Well, have you organized any meets?
Not for you.
The meetups are shockingly annoying to organize. It's very effort intensive.
So no, I think the problem with Berlin was that we all had this idea that it would be like just a chill get together, nothing.
Hold
really
on 1 second,
planned.
guys.
I don't know. Oh. What are we holding on for, Eric?
I don't know if it went out to everybody else, but for some reason, in my little headset, when I touched it, it started playing music. So
no, it didn't go out.
Nope.
Oh no, we're good. We're good.
Didn't go out in Discord at least.
That's just your headset hooking up to your phone.
You know, it's not supposed to. You know, my headset can't actually. As ridiculous as this particular headset is, it can't connect to two at once. So it has to be happening.
So it says.
So it says.
Yeah, but you have a slightly
By the
more
way,
advanced sort of like, you know, sound system thing sound device going on now. So
yeah. But for some reason, it stopped. I don't know what happened. So just freaked me out there for a minute. Sorry about that.
But yeah, so like meetups generally, they are effort to organize. You actually have to put in a lot of work to make sure that stuff is set up. I think what Soth was trying to get at with what we did in Berlin last year is that the entire idea when we'd suggested, hey, let's meet up in Berlin, was that Berlin was just a central location. It wasn't supposed to be a big organized thing. It was just people turning up, seeing each other after COVID and that kind of thing. And it turned into a larger group than we expected, and everything just kind of went sideways. Not just because meetups are effort, but also because we'd had this idea that people would just make it up as they went along. And then there were so many people that we couldn't just make it up as we went along. We had to, like, book out rooms at, like, fucking beer gardens and stuff, right?
Yeah, we couldn't just go, let's look on Google where the next bar is, or that looks cool, and just go there. I mean, we tried with like a fraction of the people who were there, and we completely clogged up a cocktail bar. And they tried to serve us for like 2 hours, and then finally were like, "Look, guys, we can't handle this many people, right?"
Yeah, Berlin, Dominik, just for context, Berlin ended up being like 60 to 70 people, something like that.
Yeah, and the signed up, right?
The story Soth is talking about the cocktail bar, we only had about a third of it was like 20, 25 people ended up in that cocktail bar
at all, yeah.
But like the thing is that they had, you know, 2 servers behind the bar, and that was it. And you know, once you end up with, you know, multiple sets of double-digit people, you've got to give people some advance notice to be able to plan for that.
And the
right?
thing is,
you can't just walk into a restaurant and go, "Hey, have you got a table for 6?" Because it's, "Hey, could you serve 20 people? Could you serve 30 people?" And it doesn't work. It's fucking awkward.
And it wasn't planned as an actual meetup, right? It was just planned as like a get together. Now, after having had these experiences, we actually plan our meets a bit more. Even though we say we don't want to do planning, we do actually plan a bit, which we saw in Copenhagen to actually work out great, right?
I mean, there's a level of, hey, okay, yeah, we're gonna plan in a sense, but like the reason that we don't go, hey, we're gonna do Goon Prague or whatever and announce dates or anything, is because it is just a whole lot of effort. It's not that we don't like seeing people, but yeah, when we talk about Prague, we're talking about like, hey, people that we talk to every day or most days a week, and that kind of level of, yeah, we're just going to use this as an excuse to meet up rather than we're going to make it an Eve event, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
If we would organize an actual Goon meet or Eve meet, we would have to get a venue somewhere, right?
Exactly right.
And actually sell tickets so we can pay for the venue and have an idea of how many people are coming. That it's not that much effort.
But it kind of is at the same time.
But
it has to do it, right?
Someone still has to do it, and it ends up becoming kind of a bit of a second job, and it detracts a little bit from, you know, the entire idea of going there, which is just, you know, to chill out and have a holiday and to be with friends and to drink, right? And it's like,
And this is why
because you have to deal with a whole bunch of other stuff. Then it kind of sucks.
We've kind of been on a bit of a segue and a rant about this at this point, but this is why every time you see that somebody is organizing something for the wider community, you should go, hey, great, thank you very much. And if they ask you to like sign up for a free Eventbrite ticket or whatever, don't yell about it. Just sign up, because it gives them an idea of how many people they've got to account for. It means that they can communicate with the venue that they've organized to tell people, hey, this is how many people we're expecting. It gives it gives the organizers a hell of a lot of information. Don't be a dick about a free ticket on Eventbrite. Just sign up, put your email in, call it good. And
if it's a paid ticket, like
even if it's a paid ticket, like understand that these things do have costs exactly as well.
I know that in London, like things have been, especially in London, like things have been getting like really kind of awkward for like organizing sort of even, you know, small to moderate impromptu meets, because like you can't just book a place for a few people. Like you have to book, like, you know, the venues are basically asking like ridiculous prices for certain things now, and it's just like
there's a level of, here, can we have a room for 50 people for, you know, 10 hours of a day on a Saturday, and the venues are basically going, well, for that many people and for that room space, we're going to expect we want a guaranteed spend of like £3,000.
Yeah, and you're just like, I can't guarantee that. Like,
this is the thing. It's the guarantee of. So whoever organizes it is left on the hook for the extra money that may not be reached at that point. It's rough.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
like,
crazy Twitch chat.
People.
And Dirk planning a Toronto event would be a little bit awkward, because Dirk is nowhere near Toronto.
Dirk planning
that would be hilarious.
Amazing.
I would like to say thank you very much, Hazitude, for the raid. It was I apparently we have Hypno Kitty still as a thing on the channel alerts, which was kind of it was quite nice to see. Sort of.
I love Hypno Kitty.
It's great.
But honestly, like in all seriousness, if I were to organize the Toronto event, what I would do is take CCP's roadmap for EVE Toronto back in 2019 and just do all of the improvements that were talked about at the time. I remember Horrendous and I and the rest of the editorial team at INN for the written side, we had an editorial meeting that lasted something like 3 hours identifying what we would change about EVE Toronto. Mm-hmm. So I would just do that.
If you guys want me to organize,
but we wrote none of it down, so don't ask us what that is.
we could do EVE Frasier.
Horrendous. Even though we wrote none of it down, what we could do is just dig up the old itinerary and rebuild.
And another 3 hours ranting?
Yeah, exactly. And we all know how much you love to rant, so it's not as if you have
that's really
a
your thing these days. I'm very chill.
Lies.
Well, unless he thinks someone lies to him about Vargas.
Look, I can't help it if you're a liar.
I didn't lie.
Your credibility is forever shot.
He's gonna hold this grudge until you both die.
I'm gonna hold this grudge until something funnier comes along. Yeah,
which is probably sooner for him than for me. So.
Oof.
Yes, I just called you old.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'd agree with that sentence in general, but you never know. I could kill you or something.
Well, I did say probably.
Yeah, this assumes that he can't get his hands on
you. I mean, you know, you live in a civilized country, and I live in a place where there's a lot of guns, so...
Yeah, but you would have to get those over here somehow.
Yeah, that's not difficult.
This escalated quickly.
Everyone
Really?
shows violence today.
It really stepped up
Here,
a notch
Soth,
today.
let me explain how I do it. Ready?
Yeah.
I'd smuggle them in through Greece by telling people I'm going to fight in Ukraine.
Yeah, he has you. I mean, if he's already that
I'm
good
American,
at, like,
I'm going to
you're
fight
there.
in Ukraine. Oh, well, okay then. Here, take the heavy firepower with you. Sure, no problem.
I mean, sure, yeah, makes a lot of sense, buddy.
Just making a quick stop off in Germany.
I just gotta
I mean-
swing by Ramstein for some of them beer thingies.
Bread.
If you're wondering how we got here with this turn of events,
It's because Soth's a liar.
A, it's because Soth's a liar, and B, apparently we still haven't recovered from the monster show we did last week on FanFest.
I mean, this is why I named the show
Also, Dawn
Post
specifically brought
FanFest
up the
Hangover
Dawn
Recovery
rule.
Edition.
Also, Dawn specifically brought up the Dawn rule being over, so we're having fun with that and making her suffer.
I mean,
talk about Eve meats. That's Eve related.
that's the only reason why I didn't stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it's tangential. Yes, this is true.
Because what did I miss on FanFest?
Dawn has an actual topic she wants to talk
You
about.
didn't miss much on FanFest. Like,
Wait, Dawn has a topic?
Do you want us to go over all of FanFest again? We did that
Yes,
last week.
Right now.
Last week's show.
Okay, so Dawn.
It took us more than 3 hours to go over this
Here,
last week.
I can recap FanFest really quickly for Dawn. Okay?
Clap!
So,
Please
Dawn,
clap.
Please clap.
Hilmar said shit. Rattati said shit. Guess what? CCP's doing an FPS. Woo!
I saw that.
There you go.
Yay.
Also, Angel Titan.
Yeah, I want that.
In Fan.
Do you know how much it's
In
going to
fact-
be?
I've heard it's going to be an extraction shooter similar to Tarkov.
Oh, fuck you.
Yes.
Like,
Sorry, I had to do that, man. Like, I could not.
we do have to acknowledge that while Hilmar said shit, and Rutati said shit, and Berger said shit, some CCPers did say some good stuff.
Yes. In actual fact, I'm reading a PC Gamer article with an interview with Hilmar, and he's not saying terrible shit.
That is.
It's weird.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Right?
where on
let me
the scale from
just-
not bad
okay.
to terrible is this interview landing?
So I'll read an excerpt from it, right? And tell me if it's a bad take or not. Right? So this is from the article. Obviously, we've been developing with the community for decades. But just looking at Baldur's Gate 3, for example, they've done a great job of demonstrating the power of that approach. And I think it's very validating that they're coming with such a fantastic game after 3 years of early access. That's bolstered our confidence in this being a great path to fully realize the ambition of Boots on the Ground.
Yeah, but see, the difference is that the fans ask Larian to implement something, and Larian actually does it, while CCP is ignoring our requests to give them money for shit for years now.
It takes like 3 years to get them to give us anything.
It is true. It is true. But the fact that, like, Hilmar had that come out of his mouth means that, at least in some level, whether that is subconscious or not, he understands that, like, give the people what they want.
I mean, there's a level of, okay, Hilmar is starting to talk the talk, but the CCP has never been able to walk the walk. I mean, let's just reach back to the era of scarcity, right? Like, who asked for scarcity? Nobody asked for scarcity, but they did it. Nobody asked for blackout, but they did it. CCP still think that they absolutely categorically know best, and the fact that they are starting to talk about community-led development, and they're doing things like player-built skins. We've been talking about player-made skins for
however long the skin system exists.
Since skins existed, and CCP are only just now getting around to introducing it, kind of, in the next year to 3 years.
Maybe.
And I don't want to shit on CCP in general, because they have just had a really great FanFest, a FanFest that actually has me enthusiastic about properly logging in, playing EVE Online for the first time in, like, 4 fucking years.
I know,
that
right? Like,
isn't the AT. It's been great. I'm really hyped about the new expansion. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. But, God, we have to turn around and say, like, they cannot even begin to compare themselves to developers like Larian when it comes to player feedback and player-guided development. That is just them reaching well beyond their reality.
So I have a quick question. Do we know how you're going to get the LP for the Angel Titan yet? Is it going to be just normal missions?
We don't even know if it's going to be LP.
We know it's going to be LP.
We don't know it's going to be LP. That hasn't been announced.
Yes, it has.
If they go down the similar routes to how you get, like, you know,
they also said they're pulling
materials and all that kind of stuff, then you do need to have LP in order to get, like, you know.
Well, they said that they're also they're pulling the Komodo to the Garista store too, because Garistas are going to also be in that war.
Where have they said this, Dawn?
They did it during the faction warfare stuff, or the Dead Alliance.
They didn't do it during anything that was live streamed last week.
No, well, I saw it.
So if they, this is what I'm saying. Give us a source, because they didn't say it during the live stream stuff. We watched all of the live stream stuff that is relevant to that multiple times.
I watched some of it. I watched some of it. I will admit that I did fast forward through some stuff because, like,
I think it was on
I had
Friday.
to sort of I had to be very select as to what I was really like getting into, but
it wasn't in the keynote.
Haven't rewatched any of it. I haven't watched
in
any of that.
Specific session about Havoc expansion. It wasn't in the opening ceremony. It wasn't in the closing ceremony. It wasn't in anything that they were actually talking about the expansion for that was live streamed, at least. If it was during a player panel, fair enough, or like a dev panel where it wasn't live streamed, but I haven't seen it, and it wasn't there in any of those 4 sessions that I just named. So,
could it have been in the Eve art? Like, could it have been in the Art of Eve, like, kind of panel?
Why would they talk about acquisition and LP in the Art of Eve session? I'm not saying it wouldn't have been. I'm just
spitballing here, dude. Like, that's all.
Like, yeah. Can you find a source,
man. I'm just
please?
trying to think of what's going on.
I'll try to find the source, but that's what I remember hearing. So,
because if CCP have actually said this is going to be LP and LP store, great. But
I mean,
otherwise, it could be part of the new
when they were announcing the
Titan.
When they were announcing the Titan, they literally said, "Here's the Angel Titan, and it's going to be available through LP." I remember that specifically. Because they're not making an Angels site, right, or a Sotio, right? So they're not doing that.
Excuse me while I go.
And they said it was going to be LP, and it's going to be based off of the Deathless interaction. So it's going to be like not going to be the normal corp. It's going to be its own new thing, new faction.
Dirk's like, fuck it, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
I'm not even kidding.
Now,
I am checking the
VOD on the channel, or could mishear, but I know that they said it was going to be with LP. I do remember that.
I mean, you know, that would be a simpler way of doing it, but then again, you know, we've asked CCP to do things simpler and more direct to us, and they've, you know, come up with Evermarks. So who fucking knows? Right? Like, can we just give you money for these skins? No. You're gonna have to go through this, you have to jump through all of these hoops that allow you to sort of generate evermarks, and then you can apply that and add that to a bunch of things that you buy as well to make your custom skin. But yeah, that Titan, fucking hell. Is every additional render and every additional kind of view that I see, it just looks better and better.
I don't know how much it's gonna be. I assume it's gonna be 400 to 500 billion to get the first one. So I'm gonna have to wait for people to get theirs and then get mine. Ugh. Do we ever get a confirmation of the finances on who's how rich?
I mean, we got some statistics, but we went into that on the last show.
I know.
You talking about the stuff from CCP estimate?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, it was a little bit. It was a.
It turns out all of us on the show are 1%ers.
Yes.
No,
yes.
I'm not.
I was trying to remember if you were.
I'm not sure.
I haven't checked how much money all of my assets are worth, but I might not.
No, because they didn't talk about assets.
They did.
No, it said scan assets.
Yep.
They didn't talk about corporations.
They didn't talk about corporations. And to be completely honest,
basically
when we were going through
it, 1%er here in EVE Online.
Because when we were also, the other thing was also we were going through certain things, and I think Dirk, you were looking at one of your skin
oh my god, yeah,
boxes, and basically it was reporting as being worth 0 ISK, and when you actually totaled it up, it was worth definitely not 0 ISK, right?
Yeah.
So,
the estimated value of the can in game was something like 70 billion or so, based on
it was reporting at 70
various skins. But there were some skins that were reporting as 0 ISK. And then I put it into the Janus appraisal. I just put the entire can into the Janus appraisal, and it went from 70 bill in-game estimated to 250 billion in the market appraisal.
Jesus Christ. So you have to wonder how many of those situations have occurred for other people on other accounts and stuff like that. Whether they are definitely over the 1% or over the 0.1%. You never know.
That one appraisal estimate that was checking the market rates for these skins, that made me go, okay, no, I can't talk about myself as middle class in EVE anymore. I am definitely worth more than I thought.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. And I think Brisk,
you're worth more to us than you thought. Come on.
Meh.
Oh, thanks, Soth.
Brisk also confirmed that he's not in the 0.1 ISK or 0.1%, I believe, which we all think is bullshit.
Yeah.
Brisk is in the 0.1%. He's just not in the 0.01%.
To clarify, we think that the 0.1% that CCP showed us is bullshit, not what Brisk is claiming is bullshit.
I mean, we think that too.
No, yeah, I think Brisk, Labour's under the false, I don't think he thinks he's as rich as he is. But
he could send us some shower pics way out.
Oh yeah.
We didn't get any in quite some time now.
Why are we still paying for that OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Why?
But yeah. Where's the shower pics, Brisk?
I mean, if anything, we're propping up him being in the 0.1 just with our OnlyFans, subscription.
Mito in Twitch chat is asking what was the limit for the 0.1%. Across all your accounts.
Oh, damn.
Not corporations that you own, but across all your characters
was it 1.
on all of
6?
your accounts. 1.9 trillion was the 0.1%.
Yeah, and the 1%
90,
was
the
500,
1%
right?
was like just under 490 or so billion, which is significantly like low. It's lower than I thought.
It was lower. It was definitely lower than I thought as well. Like, but then again, when we went into, you know, our own assets and found that like things aren't being reported correctly, we were like, maybe that median should be like pushed up a notch.
Yeah, I still think it's corporations that are hiding a lot of the data.
I mean, I know that my character, I know my character has at least I think I have 1 or 2 characters in like literal one character corporations that have money in the corporation wallet and assets in the corporation hangar. So,
yeah, I have most of my money in a corporation.
You mean you don't have it appreciating in assets and stuff like that? Like,
no, most of my money is actually in Plex.
Well, that's appreciating in value, isn't it? I mean, Plex is the usual thing that appreciates in value over time, bar none. So you're good. You have invested your ISK in an understandable way. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get around to basically like dissing on I'm getting around to dissing on Dawn basically because she hasn't been,
what
investing.
Oh, because I don't invest in Plex or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, but I don't know. I just don't like to do that. I don't like to. I like big number go up, big number feel good. I like just having a lot of cash. It hasn't steered me wrong yet. Other people are like, oh man, I got to sell stuff so I can afford blah blah. And I'm like, I can just afford it. Well, there's no extra step involved.
I can also just afford it. It's not like it's hard to sell Plex.
No, I know. Well, I mean, I guess it depends, but it's a consistent market in that someone's going to buy it eventually. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just don't like having items and rather than the cash. It makes me feel better. So
I would say that I look forward to I look forward to the Oz's market projections over the next year.
So
they should be fairly on point.
On the basis of fuck it, we're doing it live, I have just now gone back and reviewed the announcement in the keynote session. It was said specifically by CCP Aurora that the new destroyers and battle cruisers would be available through new Pirate LP stores, so for the Gristas and the
Paragon
Angel Cartel.
Okay.
So there will be like Pirate LP stores. You will be making Garista and Angel Cartel LP, and these ships will be available through it. The method of acquisition for Titan BPCs was not addressed.
Not specifically.
Only the destroyers and the battle cruisers were addressed specifically. So we do not have any confirmation that, hey, you will need to have Angel Cartel LP in order to buy an Angel Cartel Titan BPC. We don't have that detail yet.
I'm going to guess that it's still probably in there since the Vanquisher's in the Serpentis store, but we'll see.
The Vanquisher was in the Serpentis store before they even introduced the idea of pirate Satios. So
in there.
It was one of those things where arguably getting Titan or any sort of capital class pirate ship out of an LP store was an anomaly rather than the rule for a long time. If CCP are making changes to bring that back to LP stores, I think that's probably actually pretty sensible. I think that's a good idea overall. And honestly, I think that what they were doing with the Satios was
if it's a good idea, it's
pretty dumb. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I'm here thinking back to Soft. We spent a hell of a lot of time on CC back in the day.
Yeah. And not just on City, on TQ as well.
Yeah. Some of the earliest TQ Satios were interesting events.
I still have the Abaddons to tank it. So if someone finds a Garista Satio, call me up.
Don't they just use some Titans against it now?
No, that's boring.
Oh well, I mean,
Do it like men.
Yeah, with 400 people.
I was gonna say, don't you need a lot more people to do that?
It wasn't 400 people. We did it with 70.
No, that's fair. It did take us a while to do it with that number of people, though.
No, we did it with 50 once. That's when it took way too long. But with 70, 80, it wasn't that. And the most fun part was face tanking the Satio with a Macarial.
Okay, so Santiago in Twitch chat is saying that a CCP dev during another streamer's live stream said that it's going to be in the Pirate Faction Warfare LP store as a BPC. Okay, if we could get an idea of which streamer this was said on.
I told you, I'm not crazy. I heard it.
Well, you're only slightly crazy.
These two things do not have anything to do with one another.
They are not mutually exclusive.
But yeah, we would like to actually have an idea of where this was said and roughly when. We can scroll through the chat, we can figure that out. But if we can at least get a name of the streamer that was streaming when this was said, just so that we can get confirmation. Because here at INN, we do like to quote our sources when we say things.
No, I like to pass off rumors.
I know it's easier and faster to just go with whatever.
What's that got to do with anything?
I had a comment that I'm not going to make on that topic. That would just be mean if I were to say that. Ash Tarothi streaming YouTube. Oh god, okay.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh god.
Yeah, not a good thing to do.
Of all the streams that could have been the source for this one. Okay.
Yeah. And to be clear, there are some actual reasons we don't like that person.
Well, I mean,
if it was in chat, at least we don't have to listen to him.
And it has nothing to do with Eve.
Nope.
I was going to say, at least you don't have to worry about anything on the stream being accurate.
All right. So, beyond stuff about Angel Titans that we're all very excited for, and the Kizrael, which we're all very excited for, right, Soft?
Oh, yeah.
Soft sounds
what have we got? He sounds like he's ecstatic.
I'm so jazzed about that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to come up with fucking point values for anger games for these.
You know what the worst thing is? That no, because we want to see them used.
Yeah,
we're actually excited about seeing people use these things, but the really disappointing thing is the massive point differential that we're going to have between the Kizrael, which we expect to be great, and the Alligator, which we expect to be shit.
There's a great meme
turned out to be amazing.
Look,
there's a great meme as well.
It's going to be a slightly better Drake Navy issue. That's it.
Yeah, but in a tournament setting, that might make it actually better than the Kizrael. Because
you know,
to be honest,
that
one of the
Kisreal, I mean, tournament setting is the perfect place for that warp speed bonus.
Yeah, exactly. Like that warp speed bonus is just completely useless, right? So one of its boni, it's just you don't care about it, right?
Well, yeah, but those range bonuses, the boni.
Oh yeah, the range boni.
Like that is walks into a fucking fly swatter setup level of any range. You know,
of any boni that you want range boni.
Like it gets something like a 70% fall off bonus overall,
which isn't unusual for angel ships. Just
all right, I gotta go. I got a meeting. Bye.
Oh
right,
yeah,
fun.
right. You've got a meeting. Like anybody puts a meeting on now.
go be space important. Come on.
I shall be. But
see ya.
And at that point, thanks for disappearing, Dawn. We can now talk about whatever the fuck we want, having successfully avoided talking about whatever Dawn wanted to for an hour.
All right, so now about the important deep stuff.
Yeah.
Bluetooth V2.
I don't know.
There is supposed to be a Karma Fleet announcement tonight. I don't know when it is. Sometime Tasmanian time, I think.
Oh, goody.
I think the only other kind of like Eve thing.
Like
I think one of the only
random country to pick.
I mean, this was the conversation
why
yesterday, is that there will be an announcement, but it's happening in Tasmanian time somewhere. So, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Tasmania is much smaller than, Australia, so their time zone is very, very specific.
Oh, no. We are not getting into the time zone talk again.
We don't have
is this where we bring up the 45-minute time zones?
I need to watch much more episodes of Map Men to be able to like really fully contribute to the time zone kind of conversation.
Yes. Everyone here that doesn't know Map Men needs to go to YouTube and watch Map Men. Because Map Men is great.
Just quality.
And if I say
stuff.
Map Men just a few more times, we actually have the intro for Map Men. Map Men.
I'm just gonna slight you right now.
The intro for what?
Me too knows.
So here's a fun thing for us to talk about live on air, by the way. Let me drop this in
React
staff
or something.
only. But also I'll drop it in Twitch chat for people to take a look at. Apparently a blockchain game being developed by Peter Molyneux is being launched next month. Having been in the works for the last 2 years.
That name rings a bell. Why does it ring a bell?
Peter Molyneux was the mind behind the Fable games originally.
Well, among other things.
Yeah,
among other things. But
he is also known for over-promising on his games.
He does do that. And like I say, this is a blockchain-based game that had something like $40 million worth of quote-unquote plots of land.
Yes.
Oh god.
Huge.
This is the.
As I read through the article, the most expensive plot kind of sold was a limited edition 1-of-1 London plot, which went for the equivalent of £670,000 in cryptocurrency.
I mean, this is basically. I mean, it's a very, very convoluted way of just basically selling JPEGs again.
It's a hell of a way to kickstart your game, that's for sure.
But it is just basically selling JPEGs again. Like it's literally you're buying, virtual land, right? And that virtual land doesn't mean jack shit.
Someone has been reading Snow Crash too much, I think.
I haven't read Snow Crash at all ever, so it's not
You
me.
haven't read. You should read Snow Crash.
I probably should, yeah. Like, I'll note it down. But I'm thinking very much in terms of like that the other sort of cryptocurrency based virtual plot kind of thing of, I think it was Earth 2, whatever it was.
Yeah, so I've kind of like skimmed over this article initially before I brought it up as a topic to talk about. But this is a wonderful paragraph in here. A little bit of detail about what the game is and who the game's developer was, and then this paragraph. This was during the boom of certain internet people and video game publishers deciding that the digital receipts for JPEGs of cigar-smoking apes, terrible avatars, tweets, and Ghost Recon cosmetics were worth thousands to millions of pounds, and sinking their life savings, or hoarded wealth, into paying for pictures that others could happily right-click and save to use as their own if they really wanted to.
Yeah, how is that going, by the way?
Very well for everyone who wasn't an idiot and bought into it.
Yeah, as long as you avoided it, it's going very well for you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Web 2.0 projects and products are it's a land of plenty when it comes to just memes and mocking people. Fucking fantastic. I'm trying to find the Wikipedia article for Earth 2. I think Wikipedia is like, no, this thing doesn't exist. We don't want it to be part of our actual, like, part of our index.
No, it wasn't Second Life that sold plots. It was
No. Second Life did fine.
It was what's that horrible Cryptoland?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, Cryptoland. Yeah, and whatchamacallit from and
from Folding Ideas, yes.
Yeah, the guy from Folding Ideas did a nice deep dive of Cryptoland, which is just fantastic. His stuff, just like every single time I watch his stuff, it just like he knocks it out the park. Like it's an amazing watch.
Another thing for people to watch. Like
Folding Ideas,
dishing
like
out recommendations today.
Just go watch Matt Ben, go watch Folding Ideas. Like you won't be disappointed in any of the stuff that you watch on those two channels.
And if you are, you can come and complain to us. You know where to find us.
It's Dan something, right? Dan place. Dan Olsen. His name.
Yeah.
The guy who runs the guy who heads up Folding Ideas. Yeah. He's a good dude.
Mancheetah in Twitch chat saying that Hilmar will be interested to see how this does. Yes, he will, because Hilmar is peak tech bro. Give him VR, give him virtual currencies, give him everything, and he will be fine with it. Unless you try and introduce it to Tranquility, because NFTs are, as we all very well know, not for Tranquility.
Yep.
Nah, please clap.
I remember reading something in that the PC Gamer interview that I thought was quite interesting to actually bring in. I'm just gonna try find it, but yeah, sorry for the delay in that regard.
Well,
you guys can talk about something else though.
It's been a really slow week in Eve since FanFest just happened.
Is it over? Did I miss it?
Oh my god! We are on the Hangover edition, so yeah.
Yeah.
I do know that, like, when I finished, well, I don't know about you guys, but when I'd finished doing the show from last week, I was just like, I'm done for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we went for like what 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and if you want a full breakdown,
the thing is, that's just the show. That's the show. That's what you guys get to see. The 3.5 hours was what you get to see. We were prepping for hours before that, and obviously we were watching and noting down, like, critically noting down things on all of the live stream kind of presentations and stuff like that as well. So it was just so much kind of like.
It was an
continual
weekend.
Work,
yeah.
Because it wasn't a case of like, oh right, well let's go back to this or go back to that to sort of watch it and make sure we catch up on certain things. It was like, nope, we're on to the next one because the next presentation's like, in like 5 minutes or whatever. It's just like, Christ.
I don't think that's it though. I think it's actually the 3+ hours on being on camera, right?
There is that. There is definitely.
There's a lot of people always saying like, why do people make money with streaming, right? But if you've actually been on the show for like more than 2 hours, you get a new appreciation for those people.
I mean,
but it's different when it's a talk show versus streaming, because streaming you're like, yeah, I get that streaming is more than just playing a game kind of thing. But when you're not playing a game and you're just streaming and you're doing a talk show, it's even more intense than that. Like you have to, you have to provide a lot more to the audience, and yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have the game to distract everybody from how much you suck.
Exactly, so we have to suck less.
But this is kind of the thing, right? Like, when we do Angry Games broadcasts, there's a reason that I turn around and tell Soth, all right, yes, we will do this for, 2 full weekends. But those weekends for us are 8-9 hour days, which basically means for, over the course of 3 weeks, we don't get a day off from work in that sense, right? Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever wonder whether or not streaming is actually time consuming and energy intensive, yes, it is. It's fucking atrocious sometimes. It's great. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love doing the streams and stuff that we do, but it's always a ton of fun. But also, yeah, it's a lot of effort at the same time.
Dirk is rediscovering the truth, in the words of Cypress Hill from Rock Superstar. I mean, it's a fun job, but it's still a job.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good, actually.
Truth. And of course, intensive shows like last week lead to this kind of week where we're just chatting shit and not sure what we're chatting about.
I'm definitely showing off the suck.
Well, hell, anybody tuning into a Hangover edition of a show, I think the expectation is,
is what's going to be wrong with these people.
Is well situated, to be completely honest. I mean, it's not going to be like the film series The Hangover. Like, we're not going to be mauled by tigers or shot or
I don't know,
abducted. Although we did have you threatening to go over to Soth and shoot him. So, part the way there, I guess.
Sic Semper Deceptus.
Oh my god. Fuck's sake.
Oh no.
You know what the worst part about that is?
What?
We don't have Caleb here to talk about how you used the wrong situation.
I know.
I'll clip that and send that to Caleb specifically just for him to get annoyed about it.
Great.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, just so he can get annoyed because I know that would get to him.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
There you go.
Caleb, we miss you. Come back soon.
We wouldn't miss you as much if you were easier to hit.
I think he's still wrapped up in Baldur's Gate.
Probably,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
There's certain aspects of Baldur's Gate that I think he'll be wrapped up in for a lengthy period of time.
You saying he's trying to have sex with absolutely everybody?
No. You said that.
I'm not saying it.
I'm not saying anything.
It may be exceptionally accurate, but like, you're the one who's saying it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Because Dirk can't even find his coherent thoughts anymore.
I was gonna deal with something in Twitch chat, and then I took a look at my phone while you were laughing, and then I'm trying to identify what I was going to take a look at in Twitch chat again.
I found something that. Oh,
right. It was the price of the Angel Titan, and the price tag is probably going to be around $1 trillion ISK. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see the first one's going for that definitely easily.
There's a level of it can cost $1 trillion ISK. I don't give a shit. I want one.
There's plenty of people who are like, just take my money, right? You know? There's plenty of people who will just be like, take my money.
That's going to drive Plex sales.
I have been, just personally, I've been waiting for this Titan for more than half a decade. I will have one, and I don't care what it costs.
I wonder whether they'll scale the amount of Plex.
I'm just going to point out my. I'm going to circle back to the bit where I pointed out my $250 billion ISK skin asset can.
Yeah.
And go, yeah, I don't care. I'm just going to have it.
And
talking about skins as well, I wonder whether they're going to scale the amount of Plex that you need for the size of skin.
Just wait until Dirk gets a look at how much the
for custom skins
are
that
going
is
to cost.
Yeah, for the custom skins that is.
The custom skin cost is actually kind of interesting, yeah, because they did say that you would be able to build your own skin and basically buy it with Plex.
Yeah, so, you customize it and then you turn it into a
battle
skin.
Cruiser?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
would a frigate cost like 20 Plex and a Titan cost like 2,000 Plex? I don't know. Like
that would be a sensible way to do it.
So no.
So no.
So, yeah, exactly. So no. Okay, that's that answered.
Good talk, Dirk.
In all seriousness, that would be a nice way to kind of adjust for what people like to play with, but also for new players, right? Like a new player wants to put a skin on their assault frigate.
Also, it lets people play around more with what with the more ephemeral ships. Let's say, the stuff that's going to die easier.
Yeah, and so like I actually like the idea of a frigate only costing, call it 20 Plex as a number pulled out of thin air.
Yeah.
We should clarify this for the audience. These are numbers that we're pulling out of thin air as examples, but such is life.
Yeah.
Here's how you can tell these numbers are not official. They make sense. Maybe not a lot of sense, but they make some sense.
There's some sort of logical progression here. But yeah, like 20 Plex for an assault frigate versus 40 Plex for a destroyer versus 100 Plex for a cruiser.
20 for an assault frigate.
No, for a frigate, any frigate.
Frigate size, destroyer size, cruiser size, battle cruiser size.
Again, back to the numbers pulled out of thin air. Frigates at 20, destroyers
well,
at...
that's why I wanted to make sure that it wasn't that you weren't just suggesting assault frigates, because then like regular frigates would be like 5, which
I mean,
there's also a case to be made for T2 stuff should cost more too, but
depending on the level of customization that we're actually going to get and how detailed it could be, 5 plex for a T1 frigate might actually not be unreasonable.
5 plex to build your own Justice skin. Pick a color, just dip the whole thing.
Yes,
I mean, that's how the Justice skin works. So yes,
I know.
He's not pissed off about it at all, guys. He swears.
Oh my god, it's just so annoying.
The one on the
is it as annoying as actual legitimate camouflage effects actually in space? Yeah, exactly. Space green camo as well.
The space camo doesn't bother me because, like, I totally see that not as we want this to be effective camo, but more we are trying to convey an identity.
Okay. Digital camo then.
Oh my god.
That's just weird.
Space digi camo.
Like, why bother?
Geth don't put windows on the spaceships.
Yes, do not put windows on their spaceships. This is true.
So there is something that we talked about last week that we that we postulated about, right? Which I found a piece in Hilmar's PC Gamer kind of piece that kind of confirms it. So when we were talking about like faction warfare, right? And how faction warfare, the complete revamp of faction warfare from last year, and now with the pirate stuff that's coming in is kind of like the pirate version of faction warfare, adding the third incursions. Totally not incursions, but totally not like totally. And we were basically talking about how this can be seen as a way of CCP developing a new means of creating a sovereignty system, but without actually just dumping it on nullsec and saying like deal with it.
Oh dear lord. Okay.
That's exactly what they're doing anyway. We go ahead.
Yeah. So there's this bit in Hilmar's kind of PC Gamer interview thing where he says that there was a controversy within the company and within the player community. People saying nobody does faction warfare. Why are you doing faction warfare when there are more important things? And then when the guys were were showing in the data during the keynote, it's been thoroughly embraced, and the amount of engagement and fights and all that was very high, the highest we've seen, and the year isn't even over. That was a great relief that faction warfare is doing well, and now we're doubling down on it with the corruption mechanic. And all of this, while we do it, will create better tools to organize warfare overall. And eventually we'll open up these new tools to the alliances to play around with. Maybe not the exact same tools, but tools inspired by the learnings we're getting from this. That has been very rewarding to us. This this big and somewhat controversial change, panning out well. So I think that is kind of like a confirmation that the stuff that they're working on with faction warfare and all that kind of stuff is basically going to be coming to nullsec.
I think he's full of shit.
I've got like 3 thoughts on that. So
let's remember, not this year's FanFest, but last year's FanFest. I would say the faction warfare revamp panel thingy was actually the only thing we noted as positive for that FanFest. I'm pretty sure we uttered the words that CCP Aurora saved their asses.
Yes,
very much so.
We absolutely did.
Right. So, no, Hilma. Everyone was looking forward to this, and it is no surprise that people are playing faction warfare.
Yeah, that was one of my 3 thoughts on this. Like, the first one was that, the EVE player base, there might have been a few lone voices saying, what the hell are you doing this for? But I never heard them, because basically everybody that I've ever dealt with in EVE was going, oh, thank God, it's about fucking time. You guys have let this shit go for 10 years.
Faction warfare was begging.
The thing is back then.
Go ahead. For these changes.
The thing is back then, sort of like back before all these changes, most of the people who ran faction warfare weren't doing it, for the interesting engagement. They were doing it literally as an ISK printing device.
Yeah, they were doing it to farm. And
when they're farming an ISK print. Yeah, and the farming were pissing people off who actually wanted like really interesting and cool gameplay, right, between each other. But like the people who were actively doing it, they very much want to keep the status quo. So obviously they're going to be there saying like, no, why are you going this route? There's more important things to do, because they want to keep their ISK printing stuff. Right, because it prints the ISK.
But that's basically the same as, of course the freaking nullsec botters are going to be like, why are you opposing bots? I mean that's not a significant number of actual people.
Before the faction warfare revamp, there was barely anyone playing faction warfare. So it's not like the people who were seeing the money generation being gone were a lot of people. Right. I
can imagine faction warfare were not at all pleased with the farmers. Like a lot of the people who were still in faction warfare were people who'd been doing it for the full 10 years and were just like, guys, like seriously, we need fucking help here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think even people who are actively hoping to sort of get faction warfare changed, like Torvald, right? Like he when he went into CC as a member of the CSM to sort of to champion to CCP that this needs to change, it didn't happen on during his time, right? And even after him sort of leaving the CSM, he didn't carry on with faction warfare. He dropped out and he went to do other things, right?
Right.
So it's like, how many people stay in that faction warfare kind of space who aren't just printing ISK, who aren't just there to print ISK? And so when CCP goes and asks people who are involved in it printing ISK, going, oh, what's your reaction to if we, shook this up a bit? Obviously, they're going to be like, why are you looking at this? Why are you trying to, screw with us? Go screw with someone else.
Go screw with the wormholers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nobody cares about them.
Screwing the wormholers has never been an issue ever. Cough, cough, collateral damage. Cough, cough.
I mean, it's what CCP does.
You know what, they did do that, and you know what they did when people were saying when people have been saying, oh yeah, wormholers, they just make too much money. What did they do? They go and open up this place called Zarzak. Was it? I'm going to be terrible at Zarzak.
Zarzak. It's a
Zarzak,
K.
right?
K at the
end. With a K. Okay, Zarzak, right? So what do they add to that to sort of make it interesting? Oh yeah, the places that you find various different things and bring it back into Zarzak to get Pirate LP. Yeah, it's in wormholes. So they basically just added more money-making opportunities into wormholes.
I wish that was an
that did definitely happen. So yeah, I'm sure Mark's super happy with it. Just saying.
I mean, he might discuss it later on in the meta show.
He probably will. So you guys should definitely check the meta show out after an hour after we finish.
But Arendis, you said you had three
thoughts,
distinct
thoughts. So the first thought was basically that the people, the actual players, no, they were not against this. The second was if there was a significant number of people within the company who were going, why the hell are you wasting your time with this? Then this is a problem. Why are you wasting
your time with this?
Because this shows that CCP still doesn't understand their fucking game and that all of the parts of it have to work for any of the parts of it to really work.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. The developers need to all be on the same page with actually the people playing and using the product in order for it to be a solid idea.
If the prop shaft of your car doesn't work, the engine might be fine, but it still doesn't fucking go anywhere.
Exactly.
At what point does a car have a prop shaft?
I mean, maybe not a prop shaft, but you know what I mean. a very strange
car, okay? That kind of.
Yeah.
What you're talking about there is the transmission and the drive shaft, not
drive shaft, not the prop shaft, the drive shaft. Yes.
Propulsion. Propulsion is what he meant.
There are certainly cars that do have a prop shaft.
Thank you very much, Arendis, for saving me on that one.
I mean,
the third thought was basically. The third thought was basically, yeah, that all sounds really good, but basically, Hilmar, what you're saying is a whole lot of, this is the same thing we've said so many times. We took a chance, and now we have the tools. Hilmar, just shut up. Please. Just shut up.
Stop talking. Let somebody who knows what they're talking about take the stage. That's what Arendis is asking for, really.
Like, if you give me that, it will be a successful FanFest.
That moment of you just being like, Helmar, just shut the fuck up. You know,
seriously.
It reminded me of a thing from hang on, I'll find it. But
just stop talking.
The moment when long-term players of this game are saying, "Hey, look, if you can keep the CEO off the stage for your pinnacle announcement and convention,
that will be so.
We will consider it great." You have to ask, do we have the right CEO?
I've been asking that for some time.
The thing is, that not every CEO is that outward facing, right?
No, some of them are sane.
That's very true. We do have to acknowledge the fact that most gaming companies don't have their CEO talking about the game. They have an executive producer talking about the game.
Yeah, why don't we hear from Manbjorn?
However, that would require EVE Online to have an executive producer that
actually exists.
And at that point, I think it's time we ask the question, what does CCP Overload produce?
Load.
I do believe, actually, that CCP Overload has been producing the new shooter.
No.
The old new shooter?
No, the new shooter.
No, I'm saying if Soft's saying no to the new shooter, did CCP Overload produce the old new shooter?
No, CCP Overload wasn't at CCP when the old.
What about the old new shooter?
You know who was responsible for some of the old shooter? You know who was responsible
which
for some
old
of
shooter?
It?
You mean the old shooter?
I imagine the old shooter, but also the old shooter as well. It is to some degree also CCP Rotati.
Yes.
So yeah. You know.
But go on then, Soft.
I don't think he is producing the shooter. First of all,
well, thank fucking Christ for that.
The shooter wasn't
not Rotati Overload.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is Rotati was sort of involved in Dust, but now isn't involved in the next.
And Soth is still on the question of what does CCP Overload produce?
quality content.
Sheer loads.
Overproduce, if anything.
So go on then, Soft. What does CCP Overload produce if it's not the new shooter, which I believe it is? But carry on.
I cannot tell you.
Okay then, thanks, Soft. That was great.
I wanted to pose the question because CCP has done so themselves.
And not answered it either?
They made some jokes about it.
This a wonderful segment of absolutely nothing brought to you by Saucercell.
As usual.
I mean, maybe he is producing the shooter. I should ask him.
Soft has a question. No, that's a lie too.
Based on a conversation I had with him at the last EVE London, my understanding is that CCP Overload is involved with the new shooter. However, that could be wrong.
I mean, it could
just be wrong. Who knows?
It could just be wrong, but like let's just assume that it's right. Well, at least thank God they have someone there with actual fucking brains.
Yeah.
Now that's just presumptive.
No, I'm not presumptive on whether Overload has brains. I know he's got fucking brains.
We know for a fact that Overload has a brain and he uses it.
Oh yeah.
Ithaca Hawk, not a dumb guy, as it happens.
That's true.
Please don't tell him we said that.
Nobody said anything like that, and if anybody ever claims it,
Ithaca was not a dumb guy, but God knows what surgical procedures they went through when they started working for CCP.
And I think this for the third time. I think for the third time today. That's a secret between us, right? Again, like, don't tell Overload that. You know, in the same way that the other two secrets stay secrets to us.
We said nothing, all right?
That's it, right?
In the same vein that you don't tell me that I am right.
You never tell
that's
Soft
easy
he's right.
You're, a liar.
Yeah, you don't want to lie and tell Soft that he's right.
That's right.
So that whole the horrendous, that whole bit of you saying, Hilmar, just shut the fuck up. It reminded me of Ben Affleck when he was mocking Armageddon.
Oh my god.
That bit. Yeah. You know what, Ben? Just shut the fuck up.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Oh dear lord.
And for reference, everybody out there, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's also another fucking fantastic piece of, of media.
Here's a question. Why is Commander Starstream talking about an EVE meet in Kabul?
No, we don't talk about the EVE meet in Kabul. That's the idea.
Right. Okay.
Apparently. Is that where the proc meet's actually happening?
Oh my god. Why are we such terrible people?
Goons?
I'm a nice person. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm not terrible.
Well, what did we just say about lying, Eric?
Do we mention in the last 20 minutes of the show that GSF got rid of seemingly a terrible person recently as well?
Was there a terrible person? Oh.
You really want to talk about this?
Wait, what?
I mean, this the last 20 minutes.
Terrible person, but he definitely overreacted a bit.
Yeah. So what McLeod is referencing here, just for clarity.
Oh, good. Somebody knows.
Is that in the last couple of days, or the last week or so, there was a member of Goonswarm who was potentially a director. I'm not sure if they were actually an Ilum level director or not, but they were an IT developer, and they were developing a couple of apps for the Recon group as well as I think the Pochtven group. But basically,
he was not really playing the game, but he was like basically just maintaining a few things, right?
Basically, the point is that these apps were on minimum maintenance mode. People would tell him when there was a critical issue and he would deal with it, but he wasn't actively adding functionality or making significant changes or whatever. It was just...
I think he had a few projects,
there's an issue. Here, let me fix it.
I think he had a few projects, but he was just not really, like, pushing it out really, like, in any real sort of, speed whatsoever.
So as it goes, this individual ended up basically being asked, hey, can you hand over these projects to somebody else who's actually active and doing work so that we can get some feature requests implemented and some changes and blah, 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 blah.
It was basically a could you please pass the torch moment, right?
Is this recent?
This is like in the last week or so, yeah.
Because I've heard something like this before.
It's not an unusual storyline.
It reminds me of a few things previous, in years past, definitely. And I would like to note, Arendus, that so somebody does know about this was very passive aggressive.
Well, I have no idea what the hell is going on.
Okay.
Like, no, seriously, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'm not a director anymore. I've made very sure not to know shit.
Yeah,
I don't really want
now
to.
You're getting roped back into knowing about shit.
I know! Because now you're making me want to know shit. And that's a very dangerous thing.
Welcome to the I Step Down Club.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the Reddit thread right now, but basically the idea is this person was doing basic maintenance on stuff and was asked, "Hey, can you pass the torch on so that we can actually get some..."
Come out of maintenance mode. We want an active developer on it. Blah blah blah. Yeah, no, that's perfect.
That kind of thing. And this person apparently took umbrage with this request.
Of course they did.
Or at least the way that it started happening. Or at least the way that it started to happen or started to be, actioned, right?
So yeah.
And he was like, fuck it, I'm going to steal a whole bunch of stuff.
Long story short, they decided this request was, hey, you're done with goons, get the fuck out, instead of just the standard, hey, if you're not going to do stuff and put the effort in, please go away. Please kind of like hand it over. And yes, I will admit, Lavacano is correct in Twitch chat. His director roles were removed before this was communicated to him. So he was no longer in Ilum, and this hadn't necessarily been communicated, but instead of the response of, hey, what the fuck happened to my roles? He went, nah, fuck it, and emptied out a couple of hangars that he had access to with various bits of assets.
That's actually not an uncommon thing. And I realize that some of the people here know this, but for folks like Lavacano, that's not an uncommon thing because you're looking at two different parts of the bureaucracy there, where one part is going, listen, I need to talk to X, and the other is saying, okay, well, I'll update blah, and assumes that the talking to X will happen within a certain time frame, and then when it doesn't, they didn't know that, so they
action what they were going to action.
I have to talk to X this week. All right, well, it's been like a week and a half. They must have talked to them.
Let's pull the rolls.
Right.
You know?
There you go, guys. There is the Reddit threads. It was Scope Phone or Scope Hone. The Reddit thread is in.
Yeah, the
Twitch
result
chat.
is friction. The result is, you know, a communication breakdown, and people get, you know, their sort of personas hurt in some way, shape, or form. Whereas in actual fact, they should just chill the fuck out a bit more.
That goes for both sides, though.
It does go for both sides, yeah.
Like as someone,
there's a lot of people,
but
who
this
need to
has
chill
happened.
the hell out about changes happening. Honestly.
Does that include us when CCP changes things?
I feel like this is being indirectly directed at me.
No. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying that
I'm people get
really stressed out over this shit, and there's no point. Like, it's a game. Just stress kill. Like, seriously, stress kills. Straight up, stress absolutely killed my mother. So just choose where you're going to accept stress, and the rest of the time, just try to relax and go, this doesn't really matter. You know?
TLDR, be less ranty, Dirk, please.
Oh, no. Ranting is a good way to vent.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
but you just don't have to get all
to get my stress out.
You don't have to get yourself
like,
mad about things.
It's ranting is how I get my shit out such that I don't carry the stress. If that makes sense.
I see this as cathartic as well. This show is cathartic for me as well. So.
Yeah,
exactly. That's fine.
I had a big long rant yesterday about systems. Late yesterday evening with the bad posters, and I don't know if you were there by the time I got onto that Mac. I don't remember when you did, precisely. It was post midnight, and I'd had a few beers. But like, I've had these kind of ideas about the UK tax system, and I'm not going to get into them because I don't want to do politics like on a live stream. But
no.
I kind of vented for about 20 minutes about these ideas for how we could improve these systems. And it was cathartic, because otherwise they just stay in your head going round and round, and you end up beating yourself to death with stress about how you haven't actually said anything about them. You're just kind of thinking about them. So ranting is a great way to kind of vent that stress and not carry it with you permanently. Admittedly, you also need to do something about the stuff that you're ranting about, but it's a great way to not continue to just build up stress.
Yeah, very much so.
And, you know, we love a good rant on this show as well.
Oh, yeah. I'm just wondering how much stress, like, you know, I'm wondering how much stress Caleb is slowly, like, you know, developing inside of him. That's probably my concern.
A lot.
Yeah.
It'll eventually bring him back to the show. When he has enough agitated energy.
They all come back in the end.
This show is kind of the same as a lot of space jobs I've had, which is that you're never quite sure where the exit door is.
There's no exit door to this show. Once
you take breaks, but no. Yeah.
Every so often we have to kill
you're
people
never done
to get back in.
Caleb.
This is like Hotel California.
Well, I was thinking more like, you know, Knights in White Satins, right? You're never truly alone. You're never truly gone.
Oh my god.
But we are inside of the last 10 minutes of the show.
I'll take the Moody Blues as easily as the Eagles, sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love the Moody Blues and the Eagles. Well, excellent. All right, so we're inside the last 10 minutes, and we are looking for one last thing, right? By the way, did you guys notice, you know, with the new version of Discord or whatever, I could set the channel status.
Oh, I didn't actually.
For our on-air channel.
I did see your very funny channel status. Yes.
I saw that when I joined and went, yeah, this is probably accurate.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, it just says "fuck all!" exclamation mark. You know, whatever. Whatever's going on is going on today. So let's start with our one last thing with let's go in alphabetical order, but we'll skip me with horrendous. Which one last thing, brother?
Okay, one last thing.
By the way, are you underwater or are you above water? I mean, do you have a boat,
no,
canoe?
No.
You're good. Okay.
I have been feeling kind of listless, but that's a totally different thing. So the one last thing, and this one last thing is actually a one last thing that was inspired by the last conversation topic. Many years ago, a friend of mine and I went to a concert at the local amphitheater, and it was a double bill, Moody Blues in Chicago, and like. We got there and they had the lineup for Chicago announced, which hadn't been initially announced, right? And like, it was nobody. Like, Chicago has had like 60 or 70 members, and this was none of the people you actually wanted to see, right?
Okay.
So we go there. We're like, all right, well, we're still here for the Moody Blues. The Moody Blues get through their show, and it's great, right? And we're just sitting there, and we're just like, yep. And my friend turns to me and is just like, "You want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah," and that was it. Just we paid twice as much as we would have normally because it was double bill, but.
Yeah.
The Moody Blues put on such a good show. Like, I don't know if they're still touring. I hope they're not, because holy shit, those guys deserve a break at their age. But if they are, or you can find footage of one of their shows, check them out. Really good band.
I've never seen them live in concert. That would be.
Oh, they were great. They were great, and this was like '92. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
92. Wasn't even married yet. Holy shit.
I know, it's forever ago, and yet it was already, wow, like, they're still touring.
Just the early 90s. Wow, yeah. Sorry for those who are younger than us,
But I mean, we are talking about a band that was touring in like '66 or so.
Yeah.
Well. To be fair, I do believe that Rolling Stones has only recently just put out a new album.
Yes.
Scorpions are still touring, as far as I know.
Yep.
The Stones' new album, not great, in my opinion.
However, the Gunship new album's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
The new Gunship album is one last thing. Fantastic.
We're moving on.
Oh my God, they are. In fact, they're in the Northeast this fucking month.
Who are we talking about?
The Moody Blues.
Moody Blues. I'm looking.
How far from you is Munhall?
Like, it's just south of the city.
October 19th.
Oh, dude, I gotta see if I can go. I'm taking my oldest son. He will dig it. My oldest son, who is 22, will probably really dig the show. So I think I'm gonna try and go.
There you go.
Go for it, man. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so Dirk, you're up. Now that we've talked about the Moody Blues, by the way, in the U.S. they are touring. In case anybody is,
like, seriously, this band got together in 1964. These guys have got to be like 90 years old.
Okay, well, they got together 4 years before I was born.
I mean, at the end of the day, bills still have to be paid. Right? Like,
yeah, I mean, not arguing, just damn, dude.
Especially in the modern world, is a pension really enough?
Yeah.
And on that wonderful, fantastic, really, really fucking depressing note, my one last thing, I don't know, you kind of threw me for a loop there. I'm gonna go back to the whole bit of for any of our viewers in the UK, there's a Manchester meet been organized for November 11th at the Pixel Bar. I know a few people are going already, but there you go, get the word out kind of thing. Mac, I will hope to see you there if you decide that you can actually make it. And
don't get stuck in a black cab going to Glasgow.
Yeah.
And for anybody who does go to Manchester, Dirk will have all the details there for Toronto.
I can certainly make up some details for Toronto if you really want them.
I mean, I'm not going to be there, so I don't care.
Like I say,
I'm here for the details
some details.
I'm here for the details on Toronto.
I mean, to be fair, just making up details for meat is kind of how Berlin happened.
Yes. This is very true. But yeah, there you go. Manchester Meet happening in November 11th. Check it out if you are in the UK and kind of generally interested. Other than that, Eric, what's your one last thing? Going in alphabetical order.
No, you can skip me. I'll go last. That's okay.
So what's your one last thing?
I just want to repeat for the people who weren't here when we talked about it. If you go to an EVE meet, please be considerate to the people organizing, because it is a lot of work. It usually doesn't get thanked enough, right? And it can be very stressful. So, yeah, please be considerate to them, and maybe also tell them that you're enjoying the meet, right? You can have a lot of doubts about if you did everything right, if you're organizing something as big as a player meet, and they will definitely not mind a few more people saying, "Hey, thank you for doing this. This is great," etc. You don't have to lie.
Absolutely.
Just pointing this out. But yeah, do tell them if you're enjoying the meet, if you're having a good time, because you will definitely make their day a bit better by doing so.
Yeah, like when Sol says, tell them that you're having a good time. If there's what is it that happens at fucking Vegas every time? There's a karaoke bar thing that somebody puts on. Just saying, hey, I really enjoyed that karaoke thing the other night. Will put a smile on their face. Nice and easy.
And it will give them a reason to do it again, right?
As for Lavacano's comment about showering and wearing deodorant, you should do that anyway. But
that should be a normality
too.
Yeah, make sure you keep doing that. Jesus Christ.
Oh dear.
Alrighty, who's up next?
I guess it's me. I wanted to say as an update on something that we talked about on a previous show, actually on something that we even titled one of our shows on, is so Unity updated, their the changes that they wanted to do, and so they've completely removed the fucking absolutely super fucking dumb runtime fee that they wanted to slap on people for the well I was going to get to that. They removed it for the individual licenses, the pro and the enterprise licenses. They're keeping them, but apparently they're doing this whole thing where users or sort of people who have the pro and runtime can choose as to whether they want to either pay a percentage of the quarterly earnings that they get or the runtime fee. But the other kind of thing is they also throw in there that they will bill people based on which one is less. What I want to say about this is basically, I think what most people think about this is far too little, far too fucking late.
Yeah,
the damage has been done.
I'm kind of listening to you talking about this, and I'm still going, Unity trashed the fucking reputation that they had within every gaming community ever, and they're never going to get that trust back. So,
exactly.
What difference does this make?
Couldn't tell if McLeod was talking about Unity or CCP. So
Yeah.
By the way, I don't think CCP has gone to
I
the
agree.
levels
CCP
of Unity.
isn't quite there, but Unity definitely have fucked themselves on this one.
They flirted with it with the whole fucking Evermarks / like NFTs thing.
Play to earn.
And play to earn stuff. Like but like thankfully they didn't fall down the fucking rabbit hole, or at least
Not all the way down the rabbit hole. They just
not all the way
tripped in
down
it a bit.
But yeah, other than that, like, some cool audio, some cool sort of music stuff, as we talked about, like with Gunship, and personally, like there was a really cool, the couple of new Blink 182 songs happened, and if anyone out there are like fans of Blink 182 or know like the recent history of Blink 182, there was a recent song of theirs called One More Time, which if you haven't like listened to it, like it's an emotional roller coaster. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Other than that, like Meta show's up in an hour. Definitely check that out.
All right. Yeah, Meta show in an hour. That's a change, right? They've been gone for a couple weeks, so my one last thing is great to be back. Great to be with the team. So having a blast. So looking forward to next week. And tomorrow is the first day in October. Is it the first day? Yeah, first day in October. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, how's October already, basically?
Know, right?
And it still feels like summer outside, for fuck's sake.
Well, we've had a couple chillier evenings here, and by the way, having just been in the mountains of West Virginia, right, where it was like, low 40s in the morning. It feels warm here, but it's going to be about 76 or so here tomorrow, and bright, sunny. I mean, I'm looking outside and I'm like,
it doesn't feel like October.
No,
it doesn't.
It's kind of been tipping it down all day here, so it kind of feels like a little bit like October, but it's not.
You are in Yorkshire.
It's not crazy
in
the same sense, right? Like the weather is still just so different from how you would expect even 5 years ago. It's mental.
Yeah. Well, I love the fall. I love the harvest festivals and everything going on around here, so I'm excited. So, if you've got stuff going on where you live, love it. Are you putting me down there a little horrendous?
No, I'm just being a dude.
Yeah, being a douche.
I got my final.
At least he can admit it.
I got my final Wagner Galnet skin number 2 7 seconds ago.
Yeah. By the way,
wait, you got a Wagner.
Wagner, yes.
Wagner.
Is that really?
Don't worry. It'll crash under mysterious circumstances as soon as he puts it on.
What did I just got something. Oh, I got the agency support drop.
Hey, there we go.
I don't know what that is. My next one is the Drake FanFest skin, because the Drake fucking rules. All right.
The agency support drop is a random drug.
Well, yeah, I know. That's by the way, so I'm just like, I found that like if you don't claim it, your ticker for the next one doesn't go on. For those who know.
Yeah.
And the Varger is like 3 things away. So.
You have to do a total of like 11 hours of watching Eve streams on Twitch to get the Varga skin.
So
and you've got till Monday.
I want to present everybody. I want to present everybody in the chat and also you guys with an extension to Chrome that you should get, and it is basically called this, right? Is
this the automatic
in
the
chat? Automatic Twitch drops, moments, and points. Like, yes, this will change your life when it comes to drops and stuff in
your
Twitch.
life.
I loved it more than cats.
That's
not
your
saying
cat's a
much.
murderer.
If you say you loved it more than Cats, the film, that's not saying much.
I thought he was just talking about
It's actually a
literally
reference
like
to the stage production.
cats.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Well, some people really like that, so it's all right. That is saying something.
And given that Orendis's cat is murderous, it would not be surprising.
All of those cats out there that aren't.
Yeah, the non-murderous cats out there.
There are some that are not quite as bad as yours.
I can't help it if my cat is extra cat.
All right, I turned that motherfucker on. There you go. I've probably been sitting at that like forever, right? So, you know.
At least the last hour, if not hour and a half.
Yeah, because I was at 42% before, right? Yeah. Because I haven't been around. That's insane. All right. Well, hey, I guess we're done for the day. We're 7 minutes over. Can you believe that? We started 10 minutes with one last thing, and it's 3:07 my time. So, holy shit. Well, everyone, thank you for watching us this week, and we appreciate all the views, all the follows, all the
subs.
What do you call it? Subs. Yeah, that's it. So
yes.
you know,
all the silently critical judgment.
Yeah. Yep. Silently critical.
That we may associate as being love in some way, shape, or form.
Right. And for those in the U.S., don't forget. What is it? The Rampage DC trip, January, right? Was it January?
January 12th to 15th.
There you go. January 12th to 15th.
Just on the topic of the silently critical judgment, look, a little bit of masochism never hurt anybody.
All right.
Exactly. Introspection is a good thing.
Sure, Dirk, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We will be back next week in the same bat channel, same bat place, same bat time, all that good stuff. Later, folks. Everybody say bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Notice you can't see McLeod waving because, you can't see McLeod.
I haven't animated that bit yet.
Yeah, we'll get there. All right, later on.